Okay, hi. Um, this is a video to make in response to a question by my very own nephew. His name is Yusuf Salahuddin Faisal, and the question is regarding the requirement or the usage of the V1 speeds during takeoff in general performance aircraft, which in simple form, every time you in the airline aircraft, any big jets, we will have a speed during takeoff which is called V1. So what is a V1? V1 is a speed whereby at which point as we take off on the runway, the speed will increase to a point where we're going to get airborne, but there will be one speed whereby if we were to stop the plane, we will need to stop before that speed. After that speed, if anything goes wrong, we will have to continue the takeoff because it will not be safe to stop the plane anymore on the runway because we'll be too fast and we will not be able to stop the runway before the end of the runway. So to speak, if we have, let's call this is the runway and this is the plane, and I'm going to change the color. So the plane will start to pick up speeds, and at some point we'll start to get airborne to fly. Okay, clearly yellow is not a good color, but it's the only color I have left. But let's change it to green, and this is the color, and then it's going to get airborne like this. Okay, now so from here the speed, let's say the speed over here is 0 knots, and then it will become 20, 30, 40, 80, up to a point there will be 100 knots, and then there will be some speed here. Let's call it X. We don't know what's the speed X, but this speed X now is given a name in aviation, so we call it the big V1 speed. So this V1, when it is V1 speed, anything less than V1, we will have to stop the plane when you have any problem, and anything after V1, we will continue the takeoff because it was simply not safe enough to stop. Okay, so before V1, if we need to stop, we will close the thrust lever, apply reverser and speed brake, and the plane should theoretically be able to stop before the end of the runway. After V1, you need to take off. So even though if you have lost an engine, you will still get airborne, and you will be able to safely fly out within a certain minimum climb gradient, which means you will get airborne with certain rate of climb to be able to clear any obstacle along the way. So you have a mountain, a house, a bridge, antenna, you will be able to clear that terrain, obstacle within that V1 speed that is defined. So I will continue discussion on how we find out the V1 speed.